on, they weren't sure how they were going to use you. How many different spots did they talk to you about playing when you got here?
I got brought in as an athlete, like you said. We really kind of, once I got here, I stuck at DN, but I've been back and forth at Leo and DN, which are a little different, but not really. I think Coach She just really liked me at DN, and I impressed them from the start, and it was a good fit. So stuck there, and never really had a chance to play tight end or anything like that.
But they talked to you about it?
Yeah, before I got here, yeah. But now.
Any place else that they kind of talked to you about besides tight end?
A little bit of linebacker talk, but I don't think I was ever fast enough for that.
What's been the biggest thing to adjust to at the end? What kinds of things have you been able to, I guess, really since the time you got here to now, been able to pick up in that regard?
Yeah, 1A football is a lot different from Big 12 football. So getting here was a real shock at first. I definitely needed a redshirt year to adjust. Just the physicality, using your hands and feet, like just the importance of that. And, Coach Sheets helped me along the way, and all the GAs and Coach Thirst, and they're just great guys helping me along the way. But definitely the speed of the game too is a huge difference, obviously. And everyone's a great athlete. You're not the best athlete on the field, so to say, anymore. So everyone's good, and that's probably the biggest change. Just hands and feet, just being aware of what you're doing, and it's just a totally different game. So.
Do you think you would be in this position, this point, already? Where you're battling for playing time right now?
Yeah, I really didn't think that last year, and then I gained a lot of weight, and I never thought I'd gain that much weight that fast. I gained about 30 pounds my freshman year, and definitely spring ball helped me with adjusting and getting ready to play. I had a chance to play later in spring ball and start for about the second half. Really got me adjusted to the speed of the game, and that's when I realized, hey, I can do this. I had a few really good scrimmages in the spring, and I was going against the top guys on the O-line, so I knew I could do it from there, but I always thought I could do it, but I didn't know I could do it this early, and now I know I can, so I go out there and play as hard as I can every play and just try to do my best. So.
Coach, you put on 30 pounds. Campbell said it was good weight, too. I can put on 30, but...
Coach Wade and his staff just do a great job. And obviously we got our nutrition right in the next room. Aaron does a great job too, but we get the meals every day. We get fed like feedlot cattle. So, you got to keep eating you got to feed the machine, That's what Coach Hillman always talks about. You can't get performance on an empty stomach, you got to have energy. And, I just keep eating, and I just ended up getting bigger and bigger, and I'm just happy I haven't really lost my speed too, so I've been able to keep it up.
Coach Campbell said when he got here, you were the second guy he went and saw. He went to one of your basketball games. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. That was probably the worst basketball game I ever played.
He said you weren't great.
I think I scored 3 points all on free throws, and I got dunked on about 3 times. So, but yeah. That was an experience, definitely, especially because I wasn't sure what my future was going to be like after Coach Rhodes got fired. But having him there and show up is, like you said, I was the first or second guy that he came to visit. It really helped to reestablish that this is where I want to be.
What were you thinking at that point?
Right away that you were gonna, your scholarship was being honored?
Yeah, they told me that it was going to be
that night.
No, I'm not sure. Maybe compliance. I'm not sure. They told me that it would be honored. But.
What was kind of your process during that time? Because, like you said, I'm sure it's hectic. You're in basketball season. There's this change here.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, and who did you kind of lean on maybe as you were trying to figure everything out?
Definitely. I kind of leaned on the support of my parents. Really. I always knew I was probably going to come here if my scholarship stood. Coach Rhodes, I loved him and his staff. But obviously Coach Campbell's been great since he's been here. Just having him show up there, like on the 4th day on the job, I think, come up to small town Comer, Iowa, just to watch me play basketball and come to visit with me at midnight. It meant how much showed how much he wanted me. And, growing up an Iowa State fan, I basically knew I was coming here, but, you don't want to play for a guy you don't know. But, having him do that just really made me know I want to come here and play.
So we came by the house after the game.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you guys chat for?
Oh, Mitch Meyer was there too, or not Mitch Myers.
Mitch Moore.
Sorry. And I knew Mitch with the previous staff real well, and they came for probably 2 hours after the game.
So how late was that? You said midnight, probably.
Yeah, it was a late night. I'm not sure on what time it was, but I remember they got back to the Decorah airport probably around 1 in the morning.
What were they talking to you about?
My parents mostly had a lot of the questions, but everything was new. It's a new staff, new beginning. We were so familiar with the old staff that we had a lot of questions. And
What kind of questions? What were they telling you?
well, kind of where am I going to play?
Sure.
I mean, they didn't even know that either. So, I mean, he watched my film for the first time probably on the way to visit me. I don't
Did you know he was coming?
Yeah, yep. Mitch told me he was coming that night. So, I mean, it was just to reestablish basically what we already knew, but just to make sure that, hey, he's a great guy.
I think you were the first commitment in Rhodes' class, right? For that year?
Yep,
Yeah.
I was.
Did you, I know you keep talking about how they wanted you, at some point did you kind of think maybe with Coach Rhodes not being around anymore, maybe you should look at other options?
I thought that, but ultimately, like I said, I grew up an Iowa State fan, so coming here was like an easy choice. And then, my parents kind of helped remind me of that, hey, you got such a great opportunity in front of you. There's no point in even looking anywhere else. I'm an ag guy, so I'm coming here. This is the best ag school in the country. So, obviously I'd come here, and I was looking at a few other places. I'm not going to say names or anything like that, but I had some offers. But at the end of the day, this is what I knew was home. So
You talked